Sam Vaughan from Sam's Sports Report. Let me coming to you live from Columbia. Cop podcast tomorrow. Josh Allen upsets Lamar Jackson for MVP voting. It was a tight race, one of the tightest ever. I'm surprised he got the MVP over Lamar Jackson. I would have given it to Saquon Barkley. I knew that wasn't going to happen. You can say the old quarterback would win every year, but the award is supposed to be diverse. They don't call it the quarterback award. Saquon Barkley made a huge difference, and I think it was time for somebody else to win the quarterback. And he showed me why he made the difference and also going to the Super Bowl. But I guess that's not included. But I still think Saquon Barkley for MVP, that's Sam Von Smack. Should Eli Manning be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Probably not. His career was made out of two Super Bowls. A Hall of Famer, sure. Just like Bill Buckner is known up for his slip-ups, and nobody thinks of maybe him as a Hall of Famer, or definitely is a good baseball player. He won the batting title. Let's give you more facts for the Chiefs and Eagles game. The Eagles have won 4 in a row. The Chiefs have won 3 in a row. If you delete the Mahomes game versus the Broncos, the Chiefs have won 9 in a row. And before that, they won 16 in a row, 10-0 to start, and then 6 from last year, which was the regular season and playoffs. They're on a roll right now. They have 2 Super Bowls and going for a third. The only team to make a back-to-back even is the Chiefs. Also, the Eagles have all those stats that we talked about, and Saquon Barkley for the MVP in my book. Let's look at the tight ends where they match up. Travis Kelce and Dallas Goedert have 823 for Travis Kelce, and he's said to be slowed down. Goddard has just under 500, but has been explosive in the playoffs. He's at a total of 136. Defensive 2 key players. One of the players they got to keep under wraps is A.J. Brown. Defensive 2 key players, Jalen Carter from the Eagles and Chiefs want to push him and push him. Chiefs defensive tackle is Chris Jones. He can get upset, but it seems more likely that an Eagle would get upset. They need to keep their cool, the Eagles do, for the Eagles to win. For the season, Carter only has 2.5 sacks, but Carter has played so much better. Carter has 2 postseason sacks and 2 assists. Jones needs a sack. Jones has a sack and needs to be better. Chiefs were getting quarterbacks first game. You just know Steve Spagnuolo will be after the quarterback. Chiefs had 7 sacks in the first game against the Texans.
Doing great, Sam. How are you?
Good.
Seeing you.
You nervous at all?
Always.
What are the keys to the game?
The keys to the game. I think there's 2 or 3 things. The first is no mistakes, like bad turnovers.
No bad turnovers.
And then the second key is defense.
For the Chiefs, I think we can't allow Barkley to get over 100 yards.
Okay.
And Jalen Hurts under 40.
Yards rushing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that should be good. And no turnovers. But you think that's going to happen?
Well, I guess I'm not sure I look at it that way because, in theory, Saquon could have 3 touchdowns for a total of like 45 yards, and the game could be out of hand. Or conversely, Jalen Hurts could could have like 2 or 3 really long throws and that go for touchdowns. And I think what you're getting at is, it doesn't matter like the rushing scenario, but I see what you're getting at. Like if either of those two have that amount of rushing yards, that's probably a bad recipe for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I wish we'd get some sort of, I know it doesn't seem to matter, but some sort of running game going. Pacheco, get back to where he was. I think Kareem's is as far as he's going to be. But get back to Pacheco of somewhat where he was.
Yeah.
They've talked about renewing his contract. I'm not sure I'm such a big fan of doing that right now when he's not really doing anything to
Contribute
or even help the team. And I feel like right now they're better with Kareem Hunt than they are better with.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I am interested or excited about the fact that they're playing indoors on turf or whatever it is, artificial grass.
Excited, good, or nervous?
Excited, good. I think what the last time we played, it was in Arizona and the turf was awful. Both teams talked about that they had a hard time with getting a foothold in the ground. And so I think this makes it less of, it takes an element of the game out of play, which shouldn't decide a Super Bowl, right?
Right. AJ Brown probably the best. You got to keep him under wraps. You got to keep him out of getting angry.
Yeah.
911 is a problem in Kansas City. Mayor Quentin Lucas mentions that he doesn't much care about taking over as St. Louis taking over in the police department. He cares about mental health more. At the end, KCTV5 talks about the Royals putting their way into Washington Square Park, which is easier for the Royals to put in. That's a public park. Royals probably don't have to ask for voting in that situation. Maybe since Johnson County failed, that's what they'll have to do. In Kansas, they already have a rule set for the Chiefs, maybe, and maybe set for the Royals too, as a star bond, where the community does not get a vote in Kansas. And that may be the kind of thing they do in Missouri as well for the Royals. The city can do what they want with a public ballpark. That's Sam Vaughan Sports. What?
Public safety is a big priority for Kansas City, Missouri's mayor. He went through specifics in his State of the City address today.
The city's $2.5 billion budget is to accomplish those goals. KMBC 9's Andy Alcock is getting answers on changes ahead.
There was a victory meal of wings for city workers today, the result of a successful bet Mayor Quentin Lucas made with Buffalo's mayor after the Chiefs beat the Bills in the AFC title game. The mayor also saved a little spice for new Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe.
I care far less about a state takeover of the St. Louis Police Department than I do about actually investing in mental health beds in Kansas City.
Lucas, in his State of the City address, said mental health is one of many components to public safety. There's an ongoing push to add more dispatchers and call takers to make 911 more responsive. And to help address violent and property crimes, the mayor's budget gives a 7% increase to the police department. In the beginning of his speech, Lucas acknowledged a group of high school students in the audience, all considering public safety careers.
I think public safety is an amazing career path for just anybody, not even just myself.
I think it would be great because it's something different every single day.
The mayor also said today there are ongoing discussions with both the Chiefs and Royals for either new or improved facilities. And he said the Royals are taking a close look at Washington Square Park as a possible site for a new ballpark. Andy Alcock, KMBC 9 News.
Lucas added there's been an environmental study on Washington Square Park to see if a new ballpark would fit that site. He said the Royals and Chiefs are on different timetables for stadium announcement.